You got cabbage here,
Yeah.
sedum, petunias, believe it or not, grown for the fall. They can handle it down to 25 degrees.
Wow.
Okay? Biddens, which is a nice fall color. Now this box right here will last almost to Thanksgiving. If you get a couple cold nights, put a little blanket over it, you're golden. And I was just told that people are starting to spray paint these things gold for Christmas. I mean, it's crazy, but I guess you could do it.
Yeah.
You know, you can make your window box Christmas looking later.
Yeah.
But I mean, instead of just using mums, and then
Yeah.
when mums are spent,
Yeah.
you're done.
Yeah.
This stuff will last a lot longer.
Yeah.
A lot longer.
What kind of sedum is it, Chris?
That one's lemon coral. It's actually zone 3.
Oh.
So that's actually perennial.
Oh.
So that, I mean, these two items right here will last till Christmas. I mean, these items, you'll probably get 2 Thanksgiving probably.
Okay.
I mean, especially lately, it's been getting warmer and warmer.
Yeah.
You know. So I mean, you could spike. I mean, you could also put some mums in there to keep it, you know, traditionally fall looking. But this was a good way to spice it up a little bit different, and it's cheap. Right now, the proven winners, we sell them the grown for fall. They're $3.99 a piece, or 10 or more at $3. So this right here, this box right here is under $20, all spiced up.
What do you use for soil?
We use Pro Mix.
Yeah, okay. It's got fertilizer in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
So really, it's not that much money to spice up the box. Have a little something different than the neighbor. Okay. And we, you know, we've been growing these things for fall. So we actually planted these things in August, and that's how much they've grown since August.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, there's nice fall colors. Like that's spicy. It's, you know, grape punch, dreamsicle. They're all it'll look a little different than just a straight mom, and they'll last longer.
So they're all petunias?
Petunias also.
But I mean, are those petunias?
No, these are calipercoa.
Oh, okay.
It's a little different.
A little cooler weather, yeah.
How did everyone do with their flowers this year? Tough with the weather or
Tough with the critters.
critters?
Yes.
What, chipmunks, squirrels, everything?
Yeah.
Deer.
Oh, yeah.
Deer?
I've got petunias in a pot on a table, so they're like this high. And the table doesn't have much room, so I don't think the rabbits are up there. But something's eating the petunias. So it's almost gotta be
Woodchuck
deer.
maybe.
Woodchuck maybe, but there's not much room for him to get up there unless he's in the plant. And it's not like the foliage is crushed, it's just the flowers get eaten.
So when did this happen?
Oh, it happens every time the flowers grow back, they get to a certain stage. And,
Wow.
and
So it's not the budworm.
no,
No.
it's not,
Does anyone have a problem with the budworm? You know what that is?
no,
Sometimes,
not this
but
year,
not
not
this
this year.
Well, the petunias just stopped flowering.
Yeah.
So what happened there?
Yeah.
So first the little green worms. They'll eat the flowers first,
Yeah,
and then they'll go for the buds.
I see those. Yes. I
So in
see.
order to get rid of that,
Yeah.
you gotta spray BT. Okay, it's a fungus that attacks the
BT.
the worms. Okay,
Hysterical.
but those things, they're nasty because, you know, we sprayed stuff and then they'll come back in like a week. So you gotta almost spray them like 3 weeks in a row. So if your petunia's been attacked already, and then you spray this, it takes about 2 weeks for them to reflower. Okay, like, what was it? I have petunias in my front yard. I just took a picture of them on the way over here. I want to show you. Yeah. These got hit by the budworm about 3 weeks ago. And you're not going to believe what they look like now.
Oh, my gosh, you really, wow. So you sprayed it with that?
Yep.
Yeah, I thought that BT.
These
was
things
powder.
look unbelievable.
Yes.
These are hanging baskets in 24-inch baskets, and they're just wide.
Wow.
Oh yeah, they're beautiful.
Yeah.
And these are flowering almost until Thanksgiving.
Wow.
I almost get sick of them. I can't stand looking at them. But But a big thing with petunias is feeding them. They're a heavy feeder. I mean, I've been using this stuff. I don't know, my wife swears this stuff right here, this Coma Bloom. It works unbelievable on annuals. A lot better than Miracle
How
Grow.
often do you do that?
Every 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Not bad.
Is that granular?
No, it's a liquid. You know what's nice about this? Is you just go like this, and it pours out itself. It's nice. It's pre-measured. So you put like 2 of those dumps like that in a watering can, and that's it.
Oh.
It's a nice feature. I mean, it's kind of expensive. It's like $13 for this. But if you spend that every 2 weeks, you're gonna have nice flowers.
Yeah.
You know,
Be careful though, because it does smell if you get it on you.
Oh,
this stuff,
smell.
it's good
Well,
stuff.
my husband didn't realize how to work it. He opens it and oh my goodness.
So you use this? Did you have good luck with it?
Yeah, it's good.
It's good stuff. All right, what else here? Did anyone plant those bubblegum petunias? No? Vista bubblegum?
Did not.
I know the lady.
Nobody?
that did.
It's the #1 petunia everywhere. It's unbelievable. This thing grows, you can almost watch it grow. It grows so fast. I mean, they got a new one coming out next year called Paradise. So bubblegum is that color,
Yeah,
and Paradise is this color. That's coming out next year.
yeah.
And I mean, they grow like mad. Each plant gets this big. They get huge. And it's a great item. Next year, you'll see bubblegum all over our place, and Paradise, because they're so easy to take care of.
Yeah, I just wanted the what's that purple one?
Vista Fuchsia. This one is Royal Velvet.
No, the one that you have in the spring, purple one that's so pretty. I can't remember the name of it now. That's the one I planted in my pot.
Royal Velvet, or was it Vista Fuchsia?
No.
No.
It's a light, kind of lavender with dark purple. Oh, you got them.
Yeah, Bordeaux.
Bordeaux, yes.
How'd that do?
Great. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a good plant. That's a good habit.
In the ground or in a pot?
In a pot. They do great.
In the ground, Vista. The Vista Super Tunias are the best. That's the Vista Bubblegum, Vista Paradise. We have Vista Silverberry and Vista Fuchsia. Those things are traveler. It's like a wave petunia, only they don't stop flowering. They just keep on rolling. And you don't need many of them. That's what's, I'll sell someone like 3 of them one year. The next year they come back and they want 10 because they're so good. It basically sells itself. Yeah. All right, what else do I have to talk about? What to plant in the fall? Does anyone ever think about planting in the fall? It's like everyone's thinking about Christmas now.
Transplanting.
Transplanting, you can transplant a lot of different things. I mean, there's all sorts of things to transplant now. You can also, now's the time to plant trees and shrubs because all the action is in the roots. There's no top growth, just root growth. And a lot of people don't think about planting grass in the fall. They always think in the spring. It's like May, everything's May. But it's not, now is the time to plant grass. Because there's no competition from weeds. You gotta water less. You don't have to worry about crabgrass. Because the crabgrass is just about dying. So now is the time to plant your lawns. If you have spots, just walk around with a little bit of loam and throw seed down. It comes up beautiful. But now's the time. A lot of people look at spring and, oh, spring, you gotta do everything.
Yeah.
It's not true.
Any particular kind of grass seed?
It doesn't matter which kind of grass seed.
Okay.
But everyone always thinks about the spring for everything. And it's like the rest of the year, nothing. Oh, you're still open? We plant every single day, all the way till Thanksgiving. Like the medical building going up in Longmeadow there in the corner, they don't want us in there until November 1st. I mean, I'm not that happy about it because we're planting boxwood and everything else there. but, you know, that's life.
Oh, yeah, ground will be getting hard, you know, it'll get cold.
I was kinda surprised about that building. They couldn't decide on what kind of facade they used. Did you notice? There's 4 different kinds of
Yeah.
brick.
Yes,
Yeah.
bricks, yeah.
They must have like 4 owners. They couldn't they couldn't agree with something. I mean,
Well,
it's
like
different.
for architects.
It is different.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you guys notice that?
I have,
Yeah.
I try not to go that way.
Yeah.
No, I kind of just avoid it.
Yeah.
That's
So hopefully they get the job done quicker there, so we can get in there and plant a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Those are always obstacles we gotta worry about, you know. We gotta buy the stuff in, then if they're not ready this fall, we gotta hold it over until the spring.
Yeah.
It's crazy, you know.
So what's happened to bulbs this fall? Bulbs this fall?
Bulbs are great, but no one buys them anymore.
Really?
You know why? Because all the new millennials, they want it all done. What am I gonna do with this? The chipmunks and the squirrels are gonna eat them.
Yeah,
They want the flowers. Everyone comes in the spring. Where's the tulips? Everybody comes in the spring looking for bulbs. It's crazy. In the fall, forget about it. Nobody even thinks about it.
now's the
You have to
time.
plan it.
It's
Now's the
now.
time.
But no one even thinks that way anymore.
Weird.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Everyone, all those kids like under 40 years old, forget about it. They want instant success. They don't want to plant a bulb. That's not gonna grow. That's gonna be chipmunk food,
Oh, yeah.
you know?
That's true.
It-
Could be.
They all come in the spring. Where's your tulips? They were here in the fall. Where were you? I was at the Big E. They don't think about planting in the fall. It's like everyone is May. Have you noticed it a little bit?
Yeah,
Even like, go anywhere. Go to Big Lots and try to find pots this time of year or something. Forget about it. There's nothing there. It's all Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't forget about
They don't think about
Halloween.
any of that now.
right.
It's, forget about it. It's crazy.
What kind of bulb, do you have bulbs?
What's that?
Do you have
Bulbs?
bulbs? You don't have.
We
them.
can't sell them anymore.
You can't sell them.
Really?
We cannot sell them.
Mm.
You got the bad and the bishop.
I go right to poinsettias. My greenhouse is full of poinsettias at the end of September.
Well, are you having some different ones this year, something new?
Of course we are.
Okay, well, tell us about it.
I can't remember the variety, but, you'll have to wait and see, because I can't remember off the top of my head.
Okay.
I should have wrote them
You're
down.
just teasing us.
I should have wrote them down. But I do have a secret to tell you.
Okay.
Did anyone have problems with impatiens? With the big fungus, not wiping them out? In the past few years?
I
Couple of
have,
years.
In the ground?
Yeah.
No, I haven't planted them.
Well-
I've heard of that.
The seed company took care of it, believe it or not. They found a certain impatient that is resistant to the fungus. It's been hitting the whole country.
Yeah.
So impatiens have been basically gone.
Yeah.
So in 2020, they're bringing this impatient in here to, you know, it'll take them about a year for it to get going.
Yeah.
So it won't be next year, but the year after. Impatiens, no problem.
That's
I
nice.
haven't had any problem with it.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been growing impatiens still,
Yeah.
and I put them in window boxes, they're fine, but in the ground, people have had problems.
I've just grown the sun patients the last couple of years. They're
Yeah.
beautiful.
They're a lot more money.
Yeah, they get this big.
Yeah, oh, they're nice, they're nice. But impatiens, there's nothing like it,
I know.
you know?
No deadhead.
So they'll be back in 2020, so that's pretty big news.
Yeah.
Okay. And what else here? How about hydrangeas?
No flowers.
Let's talk hydrangeas. Nobody has flowers on them.
No.
This year was real bad. You know why?
No.
18 below zero.
Yeah.
Oh, is that
And
what
wind.
did it?
Mm-hmm.
Why do they flower on the Cape?
Because it's milder?
They're a little bit more mild and they don't have the drying winds.
Yeah.
So an old Vermont farmer told me, if you want flowers on your hydrangeas in Western Mass, you have to build a little chicken wire fence around it and fill it up with leaves, and you'll have flowers.
In the
Don't trim them, just fill it up with leaves this high, and you'll have flowers like crazy.
In the
Why
fall.
not it?
In the
What do the leaves do?
Yeah, this fall.
Protects the.
It protects the plant, yeah, the stalks
Oh.
from getting burnt out
I
in the
don't have
winter.
any flowers.
Huh?
Yeah, I don't,
We
yeah,
do,
no.
we do. We have flowers in our, in.
So must be-
Like one of them.
I think I have one flower on mine.
Yeah.
On four-
we
on
had
5
two
plants.
flowers out of like 6
Yeah.
plants.
This year was bad, bad year.
Part of the reason we have flowers is because it's in a protected area, it's got trees
Yeah.
over it, and bushes around it.
But if you do the chicken wire thing with the leaves, it's the way to go.
Sometimes I use the pine straw too, and just
Yeah.
fill it up.
Anything like that will definitely protect them. Any questions?
What can you tell me about roses that didn't flower this year?
Rodents.
Roses.
Rodents.
Roses.
Roses.
Can we plant
The
roses
first
now?
bunch was great, and after that, I got very few flowers this
Really?
year.
We didn't get hardly any
Did,
this year.
did you fertilize them?
Oh, yes. Did a nice job.
And they just didn't reflower?
They didn't, it's like they just were static, they didn't even grow much. It was really weird. I mean, usually you see the new growth and you get the new buds and.
We had the same problem.
Yeah, we do.
I guess it could have been heat.
Yeah.
It was 95 degrees for,
Well,
what,
it's
3
June,
weeks?
it was hot, wasn't it?
And then all the rain.
And then a lot of rain, I don't think they will.
Well, this year.
I don't think rain, they don't mind, but I think the heat, you're probably right there.
Yeah, I think the heat could have had a problem with it. I mean, ours at the store didn't look that bad. But you're right, they're not as great as they usually are. I think it was the heat.
Is now a good time to plant roses?
I would say yes,
Okay.
as long as you can water them. A lot of people plant things in the fall and think the rain's enough water for them. It's not. Usually. Although today and yesterday were pretty good rain. I just overseed my lawn on Sunday, so it was perfect.
They had an inch and a half yesterday.
But, other than that, any other questions?
Okay, I got a question about now, the butterfly bush. Somebody gave, somebody else had the butterfly bush, I took a few cuttings. How do I get those, can the cuttings grow?
Did you do, what did you do with them after
I
you
put
cut
them
them?
in water,
Did they root out a little bit?
not yet, no, it's only been a few days, you know, but I can,
You should be able to put them in either sand or you know, light potting soil, and they'll root out.
okay, yeah.
You might have to leave them inside though all winter,
Oh.
because it's
Kinda
almost,
late.
yeah, you're not gonna have time.
Oh, yeah, no.
I
Yeah,
mean, even butterfly bushes that are existing, 18 below zero,
yeah,
you better have some mulch on those things,
yeah,
or else forget about it.
Yeah.
okay.
I think every butterfly bush in Western Mass died, I don't know, last few years.
Yeah, I
Because
used.
people are starting to get agitated and not plant them
It
anymore.
wasn't just mine.
No, yeah,
No, it's too cold.
Actually,
Mine's
spotted.
true.
But a lot of times they don't make it.
no,
Yeah.
Really?
I had very bad.
How you guys do with perennials over the winter?
So far, so
Yeah.
good.
More than I can handle.
Yeah.
How about hybrids? Like the hybrid echinaceas? Are those,
I don't do
Mine were
those bugs.
spectacular this year.
so they're overwintering for you?
They wintered fine. I was worried, but, oh
Well,
my.
like a powwow variety, do you remember which ones?
That sounds right. I mean, I had a nice, rust colored one and a yellow one
Yeah.
and less orange, and I had 4 of them that were just fabulous this year.
That's good.
I couldn't.
And so they overwinter from last year?
Mhm.
That's good.
Good.
Because a lot of times those hybrids don't overwinter very well.
No, I don't have it like that.
And East Longmeadow's tough. You're in between here, you know? Have a bad winter, you could wipe a lot of stuff out.
Very true.
Not only that, you gotta worry about the chipmunks and the voles and everything else.
And the deer.
And the deer.
Yeah.
See, that's the problem with gardening now.
Yeah.
I see a lot of, like, young gardeners they get frustrated.
Yeah.
You start planting stuff, it either gets eaten by deer, it either gets eaten by a vole, the roots are not there because the voles eat them. And then they have chipmunk and squirrel problems.
And rabbits.
I'm like,
Right.
and so they really, they get a bad taste in their mouth. That's why you don't see anybody here in their 20s. But it's true.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, gardening is slowly going like this. I see it happening. I know other garden centers that have closed because, I mean, they can't handle it, you know? But it's definitely changing. The gardening industry is changing totally.
You don't wanna put the work.
I mean, we sell a lot more combo pots, you know, and less bedding plants. Like flats of annuals, we don't sell those anymore.
What do you sell come springtime or now, that's deer resistant? I mean, really deer resistant. The deer have eaten things in our yard this year that I never knew they would eat.
If they're hungry enough, they'll eat anything.
Yeah.
I'd say holly are probably one of
They'll
the,
eat hollies, they get hungry, I tell you.
they'll eat holly.
Supposed to put Irish spring soap or something.
There's really no resistant plant. I would just try to break the habit, either, you know, with soap or plant skid. You know, we've been selling that plant skid for 20 years.
Okay. And this year the Shasta daisies were just about to come into full bloom. They ate all the flowers.
Yeah, they'll mow right over them.
Yeah.
How about your hostas? They mow those down?
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Some they do, some they don't. I haven't figured out why yet.
Have you ever tried the soap?
Yeah.
Every 5 feet?
Lifebuoy or whatever it is.
Irish.
Little Irish Springs.
Irish spring.
They don't like that.
On the ground?
Or human, no, you gotta string them up.
You gotta
They gotta be nose level.
You must spray them up.
If you're.
Another thing is human hair. Have you ever tried that?
Oh, yeah.
They don't like human hair.
Really?
You gotta put them in baggies and, you know, put holes in the baggies and you put them every 10 feet.
Oh.
What is that? They don't like the smell? They don't.
They just, yeah, they figure that people are around.
Oh.
And you put that
You go to the
5 feet
hairdresser.
up too?
Yeah.
and string it up?
You can find, you can find, there's 20 salons in East Longmeadow.
Oh, yeah. At least.
What about, I had a mound of pulmonaria, and one area, all of a sudden, it had these bugs, and like 2 days later, everything died, but the rest of the plant stayed absolutely fine.
Oh.
And so one area is just completely brown leaves on the ground, and I'm wondering what the roots are gonna do next year.
I don't know,
Yeah.
it's a tough one.
Just one
There's
area.
endless amount of problems.
Yeah.
That's the problem with gardening. Yeah, you could be a great gardener and all of a sudden, what happened there?
Yeah.
You know? But that's the problem. The new millenniums, they want success. They don't want to be messing around. You know, I'm not gonna blow $25 or $20 on something that's gonna die in a week. You know?
When it
Like
comes to,
hanging baskets, we've been planting in bigger pots just so people don't fry if they go to the Cape for a weekend.
Yeah.
You know, we keep on bumping up our, you know, putting them in bigger pots. So you can leave them for a weekend and they're not toast on the way,
I
on
don't do
Monday.
baskets anymore.
You know,
For that reason.
trying to make it easier for
That's
me,
it.
you know,
The bigger the.
but it's hard. You know, you got competition with the big box stores selling 10-inch basket for $10.
Right.
And they buy those and they die in a week and they get frustrated. But they come to me and say, hey, what do I do?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's getting interesting.
I can talking about pulmonaria, I can tell you a beautiful variety that I've had the best luck of any of them with. It's called Raspberry Splash, and it makes the most gorgeous plant you've ever seen. And I have wonderful luck with it, but I don't know if it's available there, I don't know where I got it to begin
It's in
with.
your yard? Oh, come over and get it.
Are those that wait right
Wake up one morning
Yeah,
and just eat like,
it's gone. It doesn't seem to get mildew like the old Mrs. Moon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to get mildew as much, and it's got a strappier looking leaf, and it's gorgeous.
Is that a
Nice.
perennial?
Mhm.
Any other questions?
How about tent caterpillars? Are they, yeah, you know, Are they still a problem?
I only see them once in a while.
Cycles.
Yeah, I saw a couple on a redbud, and
You should have come to my yard.
they weren't a lot. We didn't have a big problem with them at the nursery.
Everywhere.
They had those moths, those the same
That's,
thing.
yeah, that's part of their cycle.
Well, gypsy moth is a different thing, and
Yeah.
we did get hit with that in certain places.
Yeah, it was spotty. It was
Yeah.
like,
Very spotty, yeah.
I mean, at the store, we didn't have any.
Okay.
But down the street in Wilbraham, they got hammered.
See, I live near Wilbraham, so
Yeah.
I've been.
Oh, they got defoliated. My brother's house, it
Yeah.
was crazy.
Yeah, Susan's
Over in,
Oh, yeah,
Centerwood, in Wilbraham.
Yeah.
was cut from, we were fine.
Oh, people were paying like $700-800 to have their tree sprayed.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Well, thank you very much, Chris.
Great.
It's great, and you all know if you have any questions you didn't get answered, he's out on Elm Street every day.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks for